Yeah.
It's lights out when I do my thing. It's man down when I enter the ring.
I'm the king of the ring.
Turf house, put it down for the team. It ain't over till the champion sing.
I'm the king of the ring.
It's lights out when I do my thing. It's man down when I enter the ring.
I'm the king of the ring.
Turf house, put it down for the team. It ain't over till the champion sing.
I'm the king of the ring.
Fight night, I'ma turn this shit to fright night. Knock 'em on the ass like Iron Mike. They go night night, sleepwalking, do the stanky leg, make his knees buckle. Turf house forms, we just legalize the weed hustle. The body snatcher, like a Viking with a sword. Like a knight on his horse, I be striking with his war. Bare knuckle boxing, UFC to the Bellator. Top competitor.
What's up? All right, guys. You know, I made a video. I warned you. I said I had somebody that's coming to join the party. And before I get into that right there, before I get into the introduction, because I'm gonna show you how to introduce somebody into it. Tonight is gonna probably be, if you just get your popcorn ready, because we're gonna talk about like the fights, because we're doing, this is kind of like an emergency press conference kind of thing. We got to do it quick because I fly out sooner than we thought I was gonna fly out. So we're throwing this on quick. So, okay, guys, there's a guy that's in the bare knuckle world that you hear his name everywhere. You hear it at the high. You hear David say it like it's a brother. And then you hear dumbass podcast people that can't stand it. You see men that envy him because they're jealous of him. I don't know what he does. I've battled him with wits over the years and everything. And our minds were just so fucking crazy. I was like, this is the coolest motherfucking degenerate ever. If David looks at him like family, which I think they are family, and everybody thinks he's cool and everybody hates him, so everybody's talking about this guy, why don't I just introduce you and bring on the most legendary, hated, newly member of the podcast world, Paul Tyler. Ah!
Baby! Turf House Farms.
Paul, I told you. I said, dude, it's going to get crazy. And I said, we talked beforehand. We don't really have no filter because we were like, hey, we need to do this quicker. Then that's why the phone's shaking and everything, because it's kind of getting crazy. I didn't even have my stand up tonight. So, Paul, we're going to talk about the BKFC fights, of course. Yep. And everything, but you haven't really been out in the bare knuckle world in a while talking, and I haven't been out I got kind of canceled, and we might talk about that later. But you've kind of been quiet, and you've had a lot of. So tell the bare knuckle world, what the fuck is Paul doing?
Well, making moves quietly. I mean, I know you guys see the little posts or something coming, making some hires, sitting back, watching some things, watching you as well. And just let me say, it's an honor to actually be on here this time and not be on the other side. So,
dude,
shout out.
It was epic. Dude, it was epic.
Got a lot of views, had a lot of people talking. So,
you would think it would be Hall of Fame worthy from our epic. We should be in the Hall of Fame the way the Hall of Fame's been going lately, should we?
Everybody's in the Hall of Fame, right? Didn't they just induct the entire crowd?
Look. I'm glad we're going to start it off right. We got to do this right. Yeah, we got to talk about it. All right. Look. Basically, Paul, the way I look at it is if you scrub toilets at BYV, you got put it. How much money does Mike buy? How many tickets did Mike Vasquez have to buy to get their fucking fanboy in the Hall of Fame?
True. That's heartbreaking, man. That I don't know who he paid or whose dick he sucked this time, but shit. I mean, Christ, yeah, they got the fucking janitor in there, don't they?
Look, they put Aaron Tuffield and Don Pivot. And look, I am gonna shit on them tonight. Okay, so basically, Don was the PR guy. Okay, he's their PR guy. And when me, Jay Davis and I, Chachi, were doing the Brawler Network, we were kicking their PR team's ass to the point where Mike was like, "Hey guys, y'all quit doing that. You're making us look bad." And then Don was getting upset, and you could ask Jay Davis, everybody can ask him. Don wanted me to be a co-host with the Miss Claudia down there, Miss Hot Claudia. She's the only hot thing about BYB. And, she's part of ESPN and stuff, and they wanted us to do a show together. And they brought it up to me, and I was like, okay, let's do a show together. And and then next thing you know, we came back home and asked Jay Davis. Mike reached out to me and Jay and said, "Hey guys, y'all are getting too big. They're talking more about you guys than they are our fighters. Shut the fuck up." And then they bring a Don back with a hermaphrodite. I'm trying to figure out right now, is Aaron Tuffield transitioning? That's all I gotta know. And like that Adam's apple is getting fucking large. Like I'm serious. Like Mike Vasquez, can I give him? You think I should give him some advice on podcasting a little bit? I mean, just a little bit.
At their peak, you guys were the only time people were even talking about him was when you guys were talking about him.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna get a girl on a podcast and she's gonna be the main attraction, what does the girl need to look like? We're not being sexist. This is not sexist. This is just business.
Crystal
it don't
Pittman,
need to look. Crystal Pittman.
Britton Hart. Asian. I mean.
Not a bulldog. Not a bulldog.
The Bare Knuckle sweetheart. I mean.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So they got put in. I feel like they got put in the Hall of Fame. So I'm thinking right now, Paul, that by the end of this show, we're probably gonna get inducted into this Hall of Fame. Because can I tell you something right now? This is the funniest story ever. This is a true story. How I need to apologize to Scott Burke right now. This is a dead serious. Nobody talks to me. I got all the insides about all. You know why Scott went to BYB? No,
I've heard rumors.
Well, check this out. So me and Jay Davis is outside smoking, and Scott's at a BYB event, the first one he goes to. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Hey, can I talk to you guys?" And we went and sat down, and he says, "Tell me why I should come over here, because if I do, David's probably going to leave." And, me and Jay Davis selling BYB like we did, because everybody believed they were elite from BYB 6 to BYB 8. Mm-hmm. We made Scott Burke make the dumbest decision of his life and leave BKFC. I'm so sorry, because listen, because this is going. Because ready
more than an apology, you better buy him a new house. Because
God damn it, this is going to. Paul, you ready for this? Because the Hall of Fame. BYB has partnership with BKB, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see BKB. I want to show you this. That's the president of BKB saying basically, fuck the Hall of Fame because you put everybody in it. So basically, BKB is shitting on BYB right now. Why is nobody talking about BKB right now? Shitting on BYB for putting everybody in the fucking Hall of Fame.
I thought they were. I thought those two were lovers. I thought they were doing stuff together, but apparently the marriage is a little rocky over there between the UK and the Hall of Fame, Scott Burke. Listen, all jokes aside, how do you go from a legend like, James Quinn McDonough from Knuckle, the original Godfather, Bobby Gunn, my uncle, to the fucking janitor?
Let me tell you what, Jay Davis is a badass salesperson. That's all I gotta say. Jay Davis is let me tell you what, listen, if I was an NBA player or NFL player and I need a contract negotiation, I'm telling you right now, Scott Burke left BKFC and he probably will never tell the truth about it from that. Me, because he said, I need to ask you a couple of questions first, Coty. There was a time, is this off the record? It got that serious. I was like, dude, I'm off the record every fucking time. And so basically, and dude, so now, and this is ready for this. Jim Dove is learning a lesson right now. See, Mike Vasquez does the handshake agreements. And when Jim Dove got contracted, when he contracted with he was contracted with BYB. See, BKB was supposed to come over to America last January and do their first event in America. And Mike has not helped them do that. He's pushed it back. They've helped Mike out 2 or 3 times in England, but Mike hasn't helped them over here. He's let their fighters fight in BYB, but he hasn't allowed BKB to come over here. So I think it's over, dude. I think the BKB's like, and now Scott Burt's fucked. Think about it. What would you do right now if you were Scott Burt?
I know David ain't answering his phone calls.
Hey, listen, I heard through the I heard through the grapevine he already made a call and he was begging for comeback, and David's like, and never
have tickle some balls.
Dude, why would you check this out? And Paul, you know David more than anybody ever, and I'm a business person. People think I'm a stoner, but as a business person, why would David bring a medal and anything over from a Hall of Fame that they put fanboys in the fucking Hall of Fame? Does that not, when you got
back now, you can't, there's no, it's not reputable now. I hate to, and I've known Scott Burke, listen, from before Bare Knuckle was legal, when we were doing underground fights, America versus BKB. I met, Freeman Dove. I met Joe Brown. I refereed the fight at the Lagoon for, and it was Quinn McDonough and, the guys from the UK. Honestly, BKB England is a higher level than BYB now, and I know England don't love me. They got no love for me, especially because I took all their good fighters, Conor, Tierney, James Lilly, etc. But it's a higher level now. That's probably why BYB doesn't want him over there. But, yeah, the Hall of Fame, I'm sorry, Scott Burke. I love you. We've had conversations, known each other a lot of years. Lost my respect with that one, man. That hurts. It's just a joke now.
Can I tell you something? I'll have to look at my old phone. And I'm leading into a BKFC segment from how I'm trying to basically say, why would David deal with Scott? Because basically BKB's done with Scott, basically. As you can see, fuck their Hall of Fame kind of thing. Yeah. We just and he said, fuck it. And so they're basically, think about it. Mike Vasquez got put in the Hall of Fame. And
for promoting the show?
A B-League. And look, Paul, I'm gonna probably go on a Mike rant. I'm trying to go. I don't want to go on the rant yet
I got questions for you about
it. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Look, this is why David Feldman is a fuck. And look, I told this to Jay Davis. David Feldman, and this is how I compare David to Mike Vasquez. I've never got to say it. David. See, I get all excited. I get all excited. I know. David is he didn't come for money. You can tell David's the type of person that's probably had title loans out over his lifetime. He's probably had payday loans out. He's a hustler. He does whatever it takes. Okay. Mike Vasquez told me that his fucking daddy gave him his first yacht. When your fucking daddy gives you a yacht and all this, you basically, that's why BYB is there. BYB is nothing to Mike, but he's just his toy because he bought it at a tax sale when Dada couldn't do his taxes. That's all it was. I straight up. And David, it mortgages his house, whatever he's got to do. And that's why David Feldman has this. Why I haven't seen this on any Bare Knuckle podcast, Paul. And after this video, we need to talk about this right here because I think this is my favorite fighter in fighting.
When me and Conor McGregor faced off, he was moving all over the place, and I stood my ground. I stood still. He was moving all over the place. It was me respectfully calling him out, which shows the professional in martial arts that I have been for so many years. How do you call a man out in a sport that, he has a family and, you guys want to hurt each other, and they can honor it in a fair way and promote it to be entertaining. I mean, everything he does, people watch that shit.
If somehow or another they gave him the green light to do that, I can't imagine how that could ever happen. But if it did, if that happened in a bare knuckle fight, that would be fucking bananas.
Because mine would have been.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Well, listen, let's react to the last thing he said. It's bananas to think he would ever get the green light to do it. People said it was bananas, bare knuckle would ever happen. If anybody can pull it off, it's fucking David. The guy got him in the ring.
Dude, so look, Conor was there. He was there, man. I don't care. Dude.
Shit. Biggest fight in the world. We're talking.
Conor's the biggest athlete in the world. Right now, in any fucking country, everybody knows who Conor McGregor is. And he had him standing. And I can tell you right now, David Feldman, mortgage your house again. If you need to borrow mine, we'll mortgage everybody's fucking houses. We'll get Conor there. Because I can tell you right now, we didn't get the extra video. I watched that podcast. Joe Rogan says that an easy sell 1.4 mil. I can tell you right now, that's fucking massive, dude. That's fucking massive.
Break the fucking internet. That could be the biggest fight in the world ever. I mean, we're talking fuck boxing, fuck MMA. Who does not want to see Conor McGregor take off the gloves, get in the ring? And he said before that he wanted to do it back when Artem was fighting. There's posts up of him talking about saying, I love this. But not only him getting in the ring, but fighting Mike fucking Perry, the dog. Mike Perry's a fucking dog.
Dude, look, Mike Perry, let me tell you what, David's a genius because this is what David did. The one thing I used to always say, David was trying to get Van Zandt because she was hot and she wasn't a fighter. I couldn't stand Van Zandt. I said, you got to get that guy dog that every guy wants to fight, watch, and everything. And Mike Perry, every fight he's fought, besides even Julian Lane, everybody said he was going to lose. Every fight. He can't beat Venom Page. He cut that boxing match at Thriller when he fought that boxing champion with the MMA gloves. Mike Perry, he's probably one of my favorite fighters there is.
He's a straight dog.
And guess what? Mike Vasquez, right after that, BYB made a post saying that Conor McGregor was talking about BYB and stuff because they were talking about bare knuckle. And I'm going to tell you right now, look, I don't have a picture, but the BYB's 135 champion. I'm going to shit on him right now. I have to shit on him. He's the great value version. He's got the Conor McGregor tattoo. He's the great value version of Conor McGregor. He would shit on Seth Schaefer, and we're going to talk about Seth the body snatcher. And look, this is inside. BYB said like they shelved Seth because they couldn't find Seth a fight. This is inside everything. And Seth couldn't get a fight. And Seth said, well, I'll fight for the 135 title if they can't give me a 145 fight. And Mel said, listen, Jay, we can't do this because we've already ruined the 145 division. Nobody wants to fight Seth. He'll kill Mark the Shark. Mark the Shark don't even know the level Seth's on, and he'll kill their preacher boy. We're going to have to let Seth fight somebody else. We got him a fight. And you know the guy that fought Kid Gotti, the big 6'3", 135 dude from Birmingham that fought Gotti for the title? He came over to BYB. I can't think of his name. Reddick.
Yeah.
Reddick came to BYB. The guy that beat Reddick at BYB would not fight Seth Schaefer at 135. And Jay said, we got to, it's kind of like, and Mike said Seth turned down fights. Mel, I think it was like 7 fights got turned down to fight Seth. Nobody wanted to fight him over there. And then Mike comes out and shits on Seth. Says, I'm going to tell you right now, Friday night next week when Seth wins, Mike Vasquez will be on suicide watch.
Listen, I mean, what do they expect the kid to do? He's undefeated, knocking everybody out, goes over to England, does it again. The kid is he's got no big fights over there that anyone cares about. And he's making, 4 or 5 times, literally, what he was getting paid?
And you know what's crazy?
That's the numbers. I don't want to put that.
Oh yeah.
I know what the contract
is. It's more. It's
it's business. It's good money too.
And you know what's
He
crazy?
has the opportunity now to fight a real name.
And see, and I'm gonna say this now, and everybody probably for the fight. Mike's gonna come out and when Seth wins, it says he built Seth. Somebody go find a post Mike ever shared about Seth Good. You know, when he went to England, this is another inside nobody knew. All right, now when his BYB fights, every one of his guys were dogs. Toby was coming off a 3-fight win streak at Bellator. Carlos was 5-0 in bare knuckle, 40-something-0 in Thai fighting, and he was smashing all these dudes. And when they went to England, Carlos, they didn't let Carlos weigh in front of Seth because he wasn't on weight. And let me ask you something: is that not? And see, it was on. And see, Jim, you know, BKB and BYB sanctioned their own fights over there. So basically, is that not illegal not to watch a weigh-in?
I mean, it's not normal.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with not a partial athletic commission that's governmented, you know, state athletic commission there. I mean, I've seen fighters get weighed in later, you know, like you're 2 pounds, 1 pound, you know, or I've seen.
You got to watch. Though, think about it. The only people that got to watch the weigh-in was Jimmy Dove, Mike, and Mel.
Oh, then it was fucking corrupt.
I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking pounds heavier.
Dude, they miss weight every time over there. That's what they said that last England card. I think 9. Now, I'll tell you right now, Paul. I'm talking you business size. You need to get Barry. Barry is a bad dude over there. He's killing everybody at BKB. He's beat every BYB fighter. He beat that Sweeney guy that everybody says is a goat over there. He beat Sweeney twice, knocked him out both times. You need to get Barry. That is my BK moment of the day. You need to get Barry. I think Barry Jones.
Better call Paul. Okay.
Hey, Paul.
Get him a contract if Dave wants him.
Paul, you know, we're gonna do our picks for some of these fights and stuff. But Paul, I got to interview you, Paul. But I don't really know, like, Paul, what over this? Because I can tell you, Paul, you're as me. You have people that come after you, and they'll come after you like, and they're bitches for the fact of they'll all link up together like 50 of them, and they'll just shit on you, right, and stuff. So, is there anything, Paul, that just pisses you off that the bare knuckle world in general, the bare knuckle world?
I mean, listen, I'm proud of. Listen, BKFC is. I mean, they're fucking killing it. They're doing great. What kills me is the fucking bullshit that, like, delusional people, disgusting people, making like shit up like the Conor McGregor, whatever. Listen. You're not BKFC, and we know who we're referring to, BYB. You're not BKFC. That's okay. Feed them. Work with them. Not tell them, suck my nuts. Like, you're supposed to be a boss, an example. When do you ever see Dave on saying that type of shit? I mean, I just think it's delusional. They just signed, and I hate to say it because I like Hannah Ellswick, right? But I even tried to told her, and you've seen the post. Remember when we got into it?
Yeah.
Because they said, what do you think of BYB? I said, that's where you go when you can't get in BKFC. It's the truth. But, yeah, so that shit kills me. Everybody else, the haters, the doubters, the non-believers, how many times have they said I've been gone? And I keep feeding you motherfuckers. Keep feeding you motherfuckers. Who was the last one? Jack Claffey from WWE. I'm not even feeding you some bullshit. I'm bringing you something little, you know, it's got a little pop to it. And I got more. Believe me, I got more. But I want to know.
I love it. Look,
I want to know what's going on with you and Mike Vasquez.
Okay, look, I'm gonna get it. Listen, what did Eminem say best when in that movie? He basically quoted all his bad stuff and they couldn't fuck him. Well, everybody knows everything that's ever happened to me because people put my background check out. So everybody knows everything about me. And the only bad thing people could say was I didn't make a lot of money. So for this last, I decided I got to make money. So I've been making money. So you want to know about the Mike Vasquez thing? See, I'm back into the game again because I didn't want to say nothing because Seth was still at BYB, and unlike other dumbass podcast people that tried to give me advice and say I knew I didn't say nothing, and I let Seth get out of BYB. So Mike Vasquez, let me tell you. Look, Mike, I'm gonna ask you something, Paul. He makes posts where he talks about me and stuff, and he tells everybody I'm a fucking loser. He tells everybody that he gave me an opportunity, all the stuff, and that I'm scared of him, and all that shit, Paul. He does that all the time. And then I blocked him on social media because I had to, because on my business page, he would come on my business page and he would slander my business. And I'm like, dude, grow the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like quit. I'm not talking about your cigarette selling and shit. So grow the fuck up. So you want to talk to me, text me. So Paul, I got some screenshots. Everybody out. This is Mike Vasquez. This is the owner of BYB. And he says I'm a loser. Okay, if I'm a loser, why is he asking to fuck my woman? Well, and listen, also, Miss Vasquez, you need to, if he's a narcissist, if he's hurting you, blink 3 times and we will get somebody there as quick as possible. I feel like Mike's he's like a villain on a yacht. But here you go, Paul. I don't know. I don't have this in order, but Mike is going to be more than likely. You'll see which one he is. You're a punk. You see that?
Pissed away an opportunity. You were making him fucking money.
Yeah. So I come back with my funny shit, right? So then we go to this gets better. And he's a narcissist. And that's why, because I got this dude's crazy. This is BYB's owner of BYB. David Feldman. If you want to get rid of BYB, I'm that guy. And I'm gonna, look at it. Watch it. Look, watch it. This is even better. Unblock me. He's begging me. Why is Mike Vasquez begging me to unblock him, guys? That's like, you know what? That's what I used to do to my ex-wife. Paul, think about it. Unblock me. And then this one right here. I think this is it. He wants to fly me out. I'm in Tampa next week. I'm close to you. I'm already there. But I told him, Mike, fly me out. Paul, can we not get this booked? I will take on Mike, Dada, any one of their B-leaguers in a unsanctioned. Let's do the old school backyard where Dada is.
You know how I feel about it. I'm all over YouTube referencing it. So,
do you see that?
We could do it. I know you're not scared to fight the fucking guy.
Dude, I'm trying. I want to hurt him.
All bark, no bite.
See, let me tell you, this is what pissed me off, though. This is what the Mike thing, and I never got to tell anybody, is these people came after. It was because of Frank Dukes. These guys in this other Hall of Fame started that have Hollywood stars like Billy Blanks and Don the Wilson Dragon started tagging Mike Vasquez and stuff, saying that me and Jay are pieces of shit because we were going to do a reality series with Frank Dukes, and it was going to go down. And Mike and everybody was tagging Mike. And then somebody found the fake police report and put stuff on there about me and Jay, put all kinds of stuff about me and Jay, tagged BYB, and they kept doing it. Mike called me and Jay up, and we were all excited because we just hooked up the Josh Burns against God beer fight. That was going to be at BYB 8 or 9. That was at BYB 9. This is when BYB went down. Mike called us up. He said, listen, he said, I get hundreds of messages a day saying, I hate fucking Coty. I want to smoke weed with Coty and Jay. I don't get anything about Coty and Jay BYB. He said, y'all got to shut the fuck up because we're known as Coty and Jay smoking weed with everybody and partying, not BYB fighting. And then we got screenshots where he said similar messages to that. And he said, you're not allowed to say a fucking word. You can't say nothing. He said, I own you. And so I was like, fuck. So straight up.
No,
listen, he said, I'll ruin you. I'll take everything from you, all that stuff. So me and Jay, and we didn't want to ruin Seth. So we didn't say nothing. And I haven't got to say this, but I'm finally going to say it and this is going to be my rant to this other podcast guy. I haven't really never shit on anybody. So I had a buddy that I thought was my buddy. He was in a group chat with me, Jay, and Chachi. And we're always talking about our stuff, serious stuff. Like me, you, and Jay talk. We're talking about shit. and shit that don't need to be said out in public and stuff like that. And next thing you know, my buddy that I thought was my buddy's got Planet Hank trying to be the podcast host at BYB while Mike told me to shut the fuck up. And when I found that out, I was like, oh, really? So I called Mike up, and Mike said, I don't want that fucking dumbass. And Hank was supposed to fly out. Hank found out that Mike didn't want him, and Hank was trying to get my sloppy seconds. And I don't care. Hank is shit on me. I asked Hank one time, I said, let me interview you about Mike. And Hank would tell this to people. I've been doing podcasts for 5 years. Why would I downgrade to come to you? Because motherfucker, I made 100 G's in 3 months. And you can ask Jay Davis doing podcasting. I don't have to beg people for sponsorship. People gives me fucking money. And guess what? He didn't get my sloppy seconds, and it pissed me off. And then after he didn't shout out Turp House. And you know what? This ain't a war, and nothing like this. But let me tell you what. When we and this is my rant to BYB. When we did our podcast, we didn't want the 17 bare knuckle audiences that all the podcasts have the same 17 people that watch the show. And guess what it is? Fighters. Because the fighters watch the show because they want to get talked about themselves. But guess what we did? We were having thousands of views of people outside of bare knuckle talking, coming to the fights to smoke weed with us, and they watched the fights. We were growing bare knuckle at BYB. Was I a podcast? No, we were a fucking part. And you know what, Jay? Let me tell you, this is another thing that pissed me off about Mike. He fucked Jay over. Jay Davis. You know how many T-shirts Jay Davis gave Mike Vasquez to give out at fights? You know, about 1,000. And just say the T-shirts are $7.99 a piece. How much money did Jay give BYB?
I know he gave him thousands.
And and you know what Mike does? Shit on fucking Jay all the time.
Main sponsor.
He was a sponsor inside the ring, everywhere. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he got Mike multiple sponsors, and guess what? Everybody needs to see that at BYB. And I warn everybody. Every fighter, look how Mike shit on Seth Schaefer. Look how Mike shit on me. Look how he shits on Jay. Look at anybody that's not at BYB. He shits on them and he tries to cancel them. Guess what? Every one of those flunkies over there, he would have 30 people. You can ask Jay. I got messages on my phone calling me. I'm going to fuck your wife, blah, blah, blah. Mike Vasquez says you're a bitch. He would get people to just harass me. And he said I was a loser. If I'm a loser, why? You know why, Paul?
Why?
It sounds like he wants to fuck me, to be honest. I'm serious. Hey, look, I can't find it. Look, he told me, where does it say my baby's mama? Hold on a second. Like Miss Vasquez. Where's it at? I got it up here somewhere. Hold on.
I heard, and that's when I reached out about what he said about your.
There it is. Look. Maybe I'll invite your baby mama.
Listen. There's a line, and like you asked me, where's what gets you? Who's your beef with? But there's a line. It's all right to call somebody out. It's all right to create hype. It's all right to have beef. Me and you have beef, but we never talked about each other's kids. We never talked about each other's families.
It was trolling. It's trolling.
But you know who I would actually, now that we speak about that, because it's all right to talk shit on me. I don't care. I'm thick. But when you mention my kids, you mention these type of things, Knuckle Up podcast, Sean.
Oh,
I'm trying to fuck you up. And that's a fact.
Jay,
I'll fight that dude anywhere, anytime. He knows why. Everybody knows why. On fucking sight is what I'm telling you when I see that guy.
You want me to give you some funny inside Knuckle Up stuff that
some crazy shit today?
Yeah. They're ready for this? Okay, ready. This will get you for your rant. I'm gonna set you up for your rant. I'm gonna give you some bulletin board for Sean. Sean. How about let's not call him Sean. What can we call him? What did Jay call him? Fat flip flop fuck. He always wore flip flops at the fights. I don't know.
Uncle Buck or something.
No, come media. Media.
You know who
KUM.
got
Come
them
Media.
the press passes, right?
You.
You know who got him into BKFC, right?
I ready for this? So Sean. So when the BYB, this is how it all started. This is how I'm gonna break it all down. Why Knuckle Up hates me, hates Jay Davis and everything. Because I had my own little podcast and streaming on their thing, but they never helped me or anything. And they hated BYB, but BYB liked me and BYB wanted me to be their guy. So Sean was trying to backdoor his way in to be my co-host, right? Mm-hmm. And me and Jay drove to Miami to talk to Mike. And I've always talked to Mike. That's why Mike hates me. We had a good relationship. I think he looked at me like he never had
Joe Rogan. You really were.
I was. Well, he didn't have a.
Mad at you guys. Like, I liked you guys, but I'm like, damn, they're doing a good fucking job. Like, they're out there hustling. Like,
I got pulled, and it's because of this. Sean got so mad when we had to do a podcast. We had to do a conference call. It was me, Jay Davis, Sean, Juan, Clay, and somebody else. And we had to break it to them that it's just me and Jay. And Sean was like, the post didn't have my name on it. We were like, you're not a part of it. Mike wanted me and Jay. And he was like, you're gonna have to make a post. And then they got so mad. After that day, everybody started talking about BYB.
I can hear him saying that too.
They got so mad, they started talking about BYB every day. Trying to suck Mike's dick every day. And tell me about him. Tell me why.
Dave kicked him out, right? Wouldn't even let him with the pizza thing. You remember that? When BKFC was like, get the fuck out of here, man.
That's why I got it. That's why I got in trouble. You didn't see it. God, Paul, if you would have set me up with this, I had a picture of Sean with it went, dude, it got shared 100 times. Chachi was amazing. Shout out to Chachi. He was amazing.
I sat right next to him at the fight at BKFC, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout out.
Talking.
Hold on a second. Yeah, he got signed to that contender thing at BKFC. Shout out Chachi while we're thinking about it. Chachi. Savage. Hey, dude, Chachi is working hard. Best tech guy in the world, but motherfucker trains like 3 times a day at least.
Yeah.
But
no, I see his post, man. He's in Smith Brothers, right?
Every day. So what did Sean and them do to you, man? What did they do to you? Like tell me about it. Let's get deep into it.
Listen, these motherfuckers, they don't. Everybody wants to get into BKFC, the hot thing, fastest growing combat sport in the world. So yes, me and David, I've been with him since May 8th, 1998. Was first Tough Man. So I've known the guy 27 years, whatever. And it's not like he plays favorites to me. He doesn't, believe me. David is all business, but I know what David likes and I know what he wants. So that's what I feed him. I don't feed him the bullshit, And he did me a favor, did me a solid, gave those guys press passes. I got him backstage, got him everything. Even drove him home from motherfucking Florida. I hadn't slept. This was when Britton Hart was fighting Van Sant.
Yeah.
And then they started trying to half-ass steal my fighters. You know how that bullshit goes. I don't chase them anyway. And then started talking shit. You know how it starts. These guys need attention. I'm not going on the show. I'm not beating them because nobody was watching the show. I put my fighters on their show, and I got 3 people tuning in, and it's the guy's fucking girl, his fucking mom, and his dad, whatever. Like, those are the 3 people.
And the same 10 fighters that watch the other shows.
And then Jules cussed him out, and I tried to back him up and diffuse it, because they said something really, and then, the guy he talks behind my back, blah, blah, blah. I've called him out. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck that clown. Fucking knuckle up. Get the fuck out of here. Uncle Buck, not knuckle up. You look like Uncle Buck, motherfucker.
Hey, it's Comedia.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. See, the bare knuckle world, you know what I asked you a question, what do you hate about the bare knuckle world? What I hate about the bare knuckle world is not the fighters. It's the people that cover the bare knuckle world.
Right. It's a joke, and it's delusional, and they're confusing real fans.
And see,
Potential fans.
let me tell you why. I've kind of been out of it just a little bit because I keep up with it. But there's these podcasts that go on to other, and it happened to me. See, Mike and Mitch are getting like shit on by other podcasts. They're having people go on to their comments and talk bad about them and stuff, and bully them. I've been seeing it lately, and see that shit happened to me all the time from the same people. And see, what I hate is instead of they're fighting, they're trying to fight over the same 17 fans. This is what I tell everybody: if you think you're you think you're fucking funny, you think you like I said, my sloppy seconds. That's what I call that guy. My sloppy seconds. If you think you're so funny, put your fucking videos on TikTok and shit, and see how many fucking views you get. You only get 17 views from the same 17 people, and they're the same fighters that you're talking about. And if they don't watch your show, you're not going to talk about them because you're going to get butt hurt. So, and then that's what happens, Paul. That's what happens in the bare knuckle world. And then you get these podcasters. They're telling these fighters one thing, shitting on all the other media guys, trying to get them. You know what I'm saying? And they just ruin the bare. I can tell you, MMA world, boxing world is nothing like the bare knuckle world.
No, it's crazy different, isn't it? Nobody, the level of like, it's because
respect.
Yeah, respect, and even business. Like, listen, promoters. If you have an MMA promotion, you have whatever, and I've even heard Dave say this himself. Do bare knuckle. Be a bare knuckle promoter. Dave wants the sport to grow. He's carrying the whole fucking bare knuckle sport by himself. When you got one other guy who's delusional, I mean, he even made posts about me, said things about me. They supposedly served me with court papers one time. Get the fuck out of here. Like, the fuck? Like, talking about shit like that. Like, these guys are, I don't even know what to say. Like, something like the shit I read, I'm like, is this guy okay? Like, listen, Mike Vasquez, if you need help, please reach out. MedMark treatment centers are open, 24 hours a day, all over the place, because clearly you're on crack.
Hey, listen, you know what? What's his name? Richard Pryor said it best. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. And when you're
smoking it, true.
Look, Paul, I meant to do this. I haven't never done this. Okay, look, I'm gonna make a statement to David Feldman right here. David Feldman. I've never got to talk to you because unlike all the other podcast people, they all tried to blow you, and then some of them didn't blow good, so they all tried to go to BYB while I was there. Because I went to me and Jay never got to talk to people. Jay was like, "How can we get the big guy's attention? Let's just go over to the little guy and make him think the little guy is cool." And David, all my funny memes, and your brother, you can ask your brother Damon, because Damon called and he said, "Coty and Jay Davis, and he said that, is it personal? And with you, Dave, and all that." I said, "Hell no, Mike Vasquez was fucking, he pays me to do that shit. If I didn't put nothing funny out trying to belittle BKFC, Mike Vasquez would like literally Karma Coin. I take credit of the tanking of Karma Coin. All those funny pictures. Who do you think fucking sent me some of those pictures to make? It was David. I promise you, David. Listen, I can tell you right now, Mike Vasquez is right now on suicide watch right now. I'm talking to you, David Feldman. Right now, David Feldman. He's on suicide watch because Seth the Body Snatcher gets that. He gets that win, David. He gets that win, David. He gets that win. He's in title contention. Probably going to smash, Kai. David, please, David. Listen, David, I'm talking to you so serious. This is so serious, isn't it, Paul? Can you feel it? David, if Seth Schaefer wins that fight, Mike Vasquez gave up his daggum, who can I say, his Patrick Mahomes. This is like the Chiefs saying, "Hey, Patrick, go play for the Eagles." Basically, he's on suicide watch. David, after this win, you need to come on this show right here. I will publicly give you an apology. I might even send you a funny message that you can keep and laugh about Mike that I can't put on the screen, because if I do, I might lose my rights to social media. But you come on the show and you talk about Seth's heroic win. And, because we're the coolest podcast outside the app, Paul. What do you think?
Without a doubt. They got no idea what we're getting ready to feed them, too. No idea. People sit back because we got some things coming.
Because, so David Feldman, everything that all my funny memes, yes, they were funny because you blocked me on Facebook. Because I tagged you, and I'm so sorry. But
he said to me, he was like, "Who the fuck is this Coty?" I was like, "Oh my god, what did he do now?"
Look, I'm the guy. But Mike, think about this, David. You probably never heard BYB's name 5 times before me and Jay got there, and you probably heard their name so many times every day, and now you don't hear them anymore. What's the common denominator, David Feldman? This is the truth. BYB 6 to BYB 8, they were annoying the shit out of you. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody was saying, David's done. Who was telling everybody that behind the scenes? And now look at BYB. They're done. Why are they done?
What's that meme they have? There's this one, right? With this face. And then this one.
So, David, think about it, David. Just think about it. So, David, that's what I'm saying. That's my you need to come on and talk about Seth's win. I talk about everything, but,
Listen, before we forget, Brandon Allen, respect to him, too. He's no joke. I love him as a fighter. He's dangerous. This is a valid fight. This is a great fight. Nate, whoever, David, put it together, I don't know. But shout out to them because Allen's a fucking one shot over. This fight has got fight of the night written all over it.
Winner's fighting for the belt. Winner go fight for the belt. I mark my words. Book it. But Paul,
ranked? Number 3? Isn't Allen ranked number 3?
He's number 3. He's number 3. And I was here
on in his debut, the number 3 ranked guy.
Yeah, check this out. And this is Paul. I had a video about this. See, and let me say this right here. The reason why I'm going to do this is because Brandon Allen was playing it cool, and then he called Seth a bum, and he called him a BYB bum. So, Paul, I made a video.
What's up? We got to talk about this fight right here. Brandon Allen, Seth Schaefer. Brandon Allen, I saw where he called Seth a bum, and Seth, he feels disrespected because they gave him Seth because he's from another organization, a former champion coming over. And first off, Brandon Allen, if I was you, I would feel disrespected. I want you to think about something. You fought back in 2019 at BKFC. You fought at Paige Van Zant's first fight, and it's took you this long to get where Seth Schaefer's at. Seth Schaefer, his first fight is where your whole BKFC's career is here. And another thing, this is Seth's easiest fight. Brandon, I want you to think about something. Go look at your opponents. You fought one guy, he's 0-2 in Bare Knuckle. He's not even a real fighter. Every fighters you have fought are not really dogs, Seth, go look at his people. Former Bellator, 3-fight win streak, smashed him. Former champion, smashed him. Go look at their records. All their records combined, they've got... Actually, his last opponent has more wins in Bare Knuckle than all your opponents combined. So, Brandon Allen, look, let me tell you what's happening. You think that you're getting set up for the title fight. They're hyping you up, making you feel like you're that because you're a team. I want you to think about something. Your team's with the champion that's fighting on the card and all these people. You're just kind of like, you're just getting the leftovers, But they're setting you up so he can smash you. They're building Seth Schaefer up. Think about it. If they liked you so much at BKFC, why would they give you Seth Schaefer? Why would they give you somebody that's 3-0 in Bare Knuckle when you're 3-1? He's finished everybody with body shots. They have never went to a decision. They quit on him. You've been to 2 decisions. You're overrated. You're out of this league. You're about to get put in place. Thank you, Nate Shook. You didn't like the Kai Stewart fight. You're tired of getting him. And you're like, who can we get to beat Kai Stewart? Let's give Seth this guy. Let's hype this guy up and Seth smash him. Brandon Allen, you got fed to the Lions. And for you to say he's a bum, what the fuck are you? Because after he finishes you, and look, I
So that, you know,
Tell us how you really feel, Cody.
listen, everybody going to shit on Seth, and I'm going to tell you right now, nobody needs to bet on Seth, and that's where I'm leading to. Don't bet on Seth. Bet, jack that up, because I'm going to tell you right now. I know there's going to be a couple people go bet on Seth, and I can tell you right now, people, and this is going into our leading into the. We can talk about some of the fights, gambling. I'm pretty sure Seth coming into his debut fight at BKFC, fighting a guy that the gamblers are going to favor. Brandon Allen, probably, what do you think, Paul? Plus 150, plus 250?
Yeah, no, listen, you know, I made my post, man. Won my money on the Heat, Nuggets, Vegas, the fights, whatever. I love it. I make money. You got to win 60% of the time to make money doing it. And I go in pretty heavy, as you've seen, but I expect Schaefer to be the underdog. I respect to Allen. My money is on Schaefer. I'm gonna lay probably a stack on him, you know.
So we know that so you, myself, and Jay Davis. So everybody else bet on Brandon. That's what we want. Jack it up.
Go ahead. That way the odds will keep going up for us, for Schaefer, so we hit it at the right time.
And see, Paul, the reason why we talked about the bullshit earlier, the BYB and all we call them the stepping stone league, because we're getting into the real shit now. We're talking about, you know, the major leagues of the major leagues right here. But check this out, Paul.
Conor McGregor
Tell me.
standing in the ring. Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you right now.
Dyer.
What do you think, Paul? What do you think about how about we do Warren Dyer? Warren Dyer. We'll talk about that one first. What do you think and who you got?
As you may remember, I helped Dyer get his foot in the door. His first fight, he was with me. I love the guy. Dyer's, you know, listen, Dyer puts that output out, and that was the game plan for the first fight of you just outwork him. Keep punching till he breaks down. Because I seen what he did in Valor, his first Valor fight. That's why I brought him over to BKFC. I seen that fight and was like, this fucking guy's crazy entertaining. Let's get him over there, right? And that fight was great. But Warren's a different fighter now. So is Dyer, because Dyer's technique is improved. I think Warren's got more fights now and has fought some higher talent. Plus, he's got Crystal Pittman training him.
I think that's a downfall because, dude, if that's your chick, are you really training that hard, or what else are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's why I don't think he's gonna win. Think about it. I mean, she's hot. I mean, are you really focusing on fighting that much?
She is one of the nicest, funniest people I've ever met in my life, too. Just so you know, like the conversation.
Oh, she's a sweet person. That's what I'm saying. Think about it.
You know what? Somebody commented on one of our posts with her. They said, I would drink her fucking bathwater. You know what her reply was? Bottle that shit up, Paul.
Hey, listen, Paul, you know we were talking about that. Listen, Paul, we were talking about that, Paul. So, you know, I mean.
So, yeah. Listen, I got that as almost a toss-up fight. I got that fight dead even. I think it could go either way, man. Isn't
Dyer's only losses to Lorenzo, right?
That's correct. There was the headbutt thing with Riggs, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I had him beating Riggs. Respect to Riggs, he's a legend. And then he beat Dakota Cochran.
Yeah,
a lot of top talent,
dude.
You know, Richmond handed Cochran his first loss.
Can I ask you something, Paul, about Dakota? Nobody ever talks about this. I just want to ask you.
Here we go.
I gotta ask you about this, Paul. I gotta ask you. Listen. I gotta ask you because listen, your buddy Sean Ultron used to always send us messages and group chats, and he would send us videos, and he said this dude right here was in porn, and I was like, really? That's cool as fuck. But did you know he was in that kind of porn he was in?
So even from the jump, yeah, I knew I mean, they brought it up on The Ultimate Fighter, I think.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm glad you said his name, and that's the
And
first
it
thing
ain't-
that came to mind.
It ain't the kind of porn Tyler Goodjohn was doing. You know,
Paul.
I mean, I don't know if he was fucking dudes or not. I mean,
Yeah, Paul, listen.
I didn't want to watch it.
Listen.
There's nothing wrong with gay people. My oldest son is, a little, I don't know, gay, but you're a little.
Well, see, this is the thing. Now, how much money was he making? Now, if the motherfucker is making a shitload of money, I'm like, dude, you're making that much bank. I mean, shit. But if he was only making like 1,000, and you're sitting there, tearing up some dude's ass.
Hold on. Let me stop you for a second there. How much would someone have to pay you to suck a dick?
Dude, I don't even know. You got the. Let's just. Listen, is this cash money? Is this cash money? Is this cash? Pop. All right. So, let's think. If somebody they walked up to me cash money, shit, dude. I don't know, man. Throw a number out. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
6 figures.
Yeah, it's 6 figures. Yeah. We're going. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wait a second, Paul. This is a question though. Paul, I'm gonna ask you though. If you're doing this. Where does the guy finish, though? Does he finish on your face, or where does he finish at, though, first? That's the question. There you go. We need to ask Dakota Cochran. We got to ask Dakota.
We'll get him on the show.
We got to. Dakota, how much money is too much money? How much money is too much money to let a dude blow you? For you to blow?
I would want a caveat in my contract to.
I know compete. Like nobody knows about it.
Like I couldn't let
a flavored condom. A flavored condom. It'd have to be. Dude, God, look. You know what though? I honestly though, it just depends, man. If somebody, if they have, I think of that movie Kingpin. You remember Kingpin, where they're like, "I'll pay you $1 million to fuck your friend," and then they're having that dream, and he wakes up crying, throwing the money up in the air or whatever. Like I'm picturing that. But Dakota Cochran did that, Paul, and we have to shout him out, because if you can whoop people's ass and take people's ass at the same time, you're the dog, Paul.
Let me say right now, I'm sorry, Kristen, if you're watching this. What did I do? My girl's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Back to the fight. Okay, Paul. We didn't even get the fight. That was your fault. I told you. You triggered me. You said a name, Paul. Okay. So do you think it's gonna be Warren, or do you think it's gonna be Dyer?
Fuck, man. If I was laying my money, Dyer.
I think Dyer will be fake. I think this could be pretty close, but I think, man,
I think Dyer's the better athlete.
He's tough, dude. He's tough.
He's so tough.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna clip this right here. I've never, just to show people. I was in Birmingham when he fought that Lorenzo, and Lorenzo like knocked his eye out. It looked like, and they basically had to stop the fight. He kept getting up, and Lorenzo was so much bigger.
Richmond. Lorenzo's well, I'm sorry, he lost to Trujillo. Yeah.
And now the Richmond fight, if Richmond would have not chased him, Richmond had him.
He was let me give you a statement. I don't know if anyone's heard this, okay? After that fight, I was told from the boss that Richmond said to him, "This is why I love Bare Knuckle, because I was 5 seconds from having the whole Bare Knuckle world in the palm of my hand, and just like that, it was all gone." And he wasn't he? I mean, Lorenzo was, respect Lorenzo, you're the champ, but if that rematch happened, I'd still lay money with Richmond. I've always said that I thought Richmond was the best.
Look, he whooped his ass, man. And Lorenzo got that just swing and miss kind of shot that happened perfect. But I can tell you right now, Mike Richmond is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. Because I want you to think about that. He used to fight at 145. He would have fought Lorenzo at 205. I mean, think about that.
So it took me like a year to get Richmond's deal done in BKFC. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And his first fight, it was supposed to be like a 175-pound tournament, whatever. But his first fight, he was fighting. We were in Alabama. We went. Remember,
Yeah,
I went
Stamps.
Remember, I went with the girl from Oklahoma.
Oh God. Oh, Susan.
Oh God.
Susan.
Yeah. So,
Oh God.
no comment. Needed. But so we went to that first fight, and he fought. God, what was that guy's name? The football player.
Marcus Stamps from Alabama.
Yeah.
Marcus Stamps.
Yeah. Marcel Stamps.
Yeah.
Alabama football, and Marcel was fucking huge. He had to weigh in twice. You know that he came in overweight, and Richmond was sitting there. I had to go back again with him. He had to recut, but that's where we go to the weigh-in thing. Like you said, what do you do? I went back there to make sure this guy made weight for my fighter. My fighter made weight. Go chill, hydrate. But I walked right up to Marcel and said, "Listen, man, respect, but you're over. You got to sweat these 2 pounds off." You know what I mean? Like, and listen, it's a little gamesmanship. I want the motherfucker dehydrated. I want him, burnt out. And,
Richmond fucked him up. Richmond fucked him up.
And Richmond just made it look easy. It's crazy.
Richmond, You know who's lucky? Palomino. Because I think Richmond at his best would be 165. He used to fight at 145. I think if he fought at 165, Richmond would kill literally might kill somebody. And I
always said he wanted three division title up and down.
Listen, that's what they need to do. David, that's another thing. You need to let him go down after he gets the belt and take that belt from Palomino, because we're all tired of Palomino. Like that, I think he's the most disrespectful fighter. I think he's disrespectful because every moment he wants everybody to praise him. But Palomino, what he did to Tony Loco that night was the most disrespecting thing. Right after a hard fight with Good John, and for them to allow him to do that was just awful. I can't stand Palomino for that.
So Palomino, I mean, listen, the guy just got skills. He's got skills. I mean, I don't know who really, unless Richmond goes down. I mean, Lily's fucking super talented underdog.
God, I know.
And I was rooting for Lily.
I was too.
I was rooting for James. He even sent me a message before the fight. One of the nicest guys in the world. But I mean, who's left for Palomino unless Seth goes after him?
I want you to think about something, man. Think about that. Palomino, and that's another thing. I'm glad I didn't have that clip. I didn't put it. What he said, I want you be David Feldman right now. And then I'll also answer on that. When Palomino grabbed that mic and he said, David, I ran crowd. He told the crowd, his home crowd was booing him. Guys, listen. The reason why I was running and not letting him hit me is because I'm only going to fight if I get a big name fighter, because it's not worth it. And when he said that, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, have you ever heard Conor McGregor say that? Okay, let's go back today. Imagine, you remember when Mark Coleman, Forrest Griffin, all the greats in the UFC coming up, they were talking kill or be killed. Let's fight until the death. This is where this is where BKFC's at. They're on that up and come. If you were David, what would you? I loved what David did. I loved what he said. But how'd you feel about that?
I mean, David gives the fighters a lot of freedom to be them, and he doesn't coach them and tell them do this, do that. He lets it happen. I don't know if he's got a fucking. I even said to him, "What do you got, a horseshoe in your ass? Like, are you fucking lucky?" Like everything that just keeps. But the guy works harder than anyone else. Still to this day. I mean, that motherfucker, sun up to sun down, David, works and gets it done. Tell him he can't do something, and he's definitely gonna fucking do it. But I think, God, these fucking fighters put these promoters in a lot of tough situations. I think, I know he wasn't, he's happy with it. David's always told fighters, and he's told me, and Fred Pierce is a great example, because he only won one fight and he lost like 6. Even though I like the guy, I mean, he was my fighter. Bare Knuckle Cowboy, shout out. But if you go in BKFC and you fight your balls off every time, that's all he wants from you. Who's the other guy? You know the other guy who's always in there fighting. I can't think of his name.
I can't that guy. Yeah, he loses every fight, but he brings the fight. He brings the fight.
You'll be BKFC family for life as long as you go in there and you just boom, 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 and bring it. But so I'm sure, David doesn't like running. I mean, look what he did. Remember, what was it, the first show?
Yes, yeah. I'm glad you said that, Rogan.
And he said he's giving up half his purse for running. It was Rusty Crowder, right?
Rusty Crowder, yes. Rogan talked. Check this out. Rogan talked about that. Rogan said that was when he said, "What the fuck is this? You're taking their purse in the middle." David grabbed the mic and said, "This is not what we do." He took it. He didn't even ask to stay. David just fucking said, "We're taking your fucking money," kind of shit. You know, like, and I'm sitting
here. We fight. We're fan friendly. Crowd didn't know whether to boo or let.
And you know what? And you know what's funny? And this is I think David. I think somebody needs to have a what's that with Palomino where they all get in a room with him and where they have a talk to with him. What's it called? Where they're like intervention, because this is Palomino's problem. If I was Palomino's family or if I was his team, look, Palomino, you said you want a bigger fighter. Nobody wants to watch you fight. This is the truth, Paul. Nobody could care less. In 3-0, wherever you're at, your 305, your people were booing you. They don't even want to watch you there. Go look at the app. I guarantee your viewership is so bad. So who would David have to pay enough to justify your salary, Palomino? I'm a business person. If I was David, I hate to say it, I would shelf him. I'd just take his belt from him and let him retire, because I'm going to tell you right now, what Palomino wants money-wise, and for him to lay an egg like he did to the boss, he's cut. I mean, I hate to say it. What would Donald Trump do? Donald Trump would fire his ass.
You're fired. Or what was it that McMahon used to say? You're fired. Remember?
It's disrespectful. Because also that's why I felt like he disrespected his opponent. Basically, he said, "I just fucked around in here and ran around," and that guy gave it his all chasing him. And you can't, to beat the champion, you can't chase the champion and all that stuff. So him disrespecting his opponent, disrespecting Tony the fights before, I feel like he's a prima donna and nobody wants to watch him. He's living off of, he beat Game Bread in a regional MMA and he lost to Justin Gaethje.
He's been talking about it for fucking ever, but
listen, you beat.
Game Bread ain't gonna come fight you over there. I mean, it just.
Why would he? Think about it, Paul. If you were Game Bread, you got this big contract and you're retired, you're doing all this stuff. Why the fuck would you go fight? Even though you lost to a guy, go fight
an organization.
Yeah. What the fuck? So Palomino, I hate to say, I hope David released it, but Paul, we got to talk about this. Who you got? You got Richmond. You got, and I'm gonna say I'm not calling the guy the redneck, because I listened to his podcast. He just wears a cowboy hat. He's not a true redneck. They asked him.
I like him, but
he's not a redneck.
He's the best.
Mike and Mish. I think it was Mike and Mish that asked a funny question to him, and they said, when you hear this word, what do you think about? And they said, your favorite dip. If you ask the redneck, they're going to say Skull, Copenhagen, or even if they didn't say that, if they don't dip, I don't dip, I would say some kind of cheese dip or something, like that. They asked him, and he said some kind of salmon with blah, blah, blah on top of something, like the most preppiest dip ever. You cannot call yourself a redneck if you do that, Paul. You can't call yourself. I'm taking his redneck card off.
No, you're from Tennessee, baby. I'm East Coast,
Look. I guess he's a Metro Cowboy. Who you got?
Richmond, baby. It's Richmond. I mean, I got Richmond if he rematches fucking Hunt.
I
hate to say it, the dog, Perry.
I think this is an easy fight for Richmond. Let me tell you why I think this is.
I think he knocks him out.
You know why I think this is an easy fight, and this is going to go into my trolling a little bit. I remember this guy right here that's
The
fighting
trolls are
Richmond.
ready to go wild. Go ahead.
This guy right here that's fighting Richmond right here. David, what's his name? Is it David? Is it
Dave
what's his
Mundell,
name?
I believe. Yeah.
Dave Mundell. Dave Mundell.
Mhm.
2 years ago was calling for a fight with Brandon Lambert. You remember that? Like, I want to fight Brandon. I want to fight Brandon. And let me tell you what, Paul. I just got to tell you right now. Anybody that let me tell you this, Paul. Anybody that calls Brandon Lambert out, first off, I've done everything I could do. Brandon's backed out of everything. But look at this.
Brandon, are you going to fight Coty Travis?
I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of him. They send me a fucking contract.
So Paul, if that guy, the guy that wanted to fight Brandon Lambert 2 years ago, and now Brandon Lambert wants to fight me, is fighting Mike Richmond, I would bet the fucking house on Mike Richmond.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I would go to the bank and mortgage the house. If there is no way in hell Mike Richmond loses this fight, because I heard Richmond's got something where he's going to get another chance at Lorenzo down the road if he gets this one.
Richmond was just sparring with my boy, shout out to you, Zach Jusola, who's getting ready to go fight in PFL again. He's on a 2 or 3 fight win streak in PFL. Love Zach Jusola, great guy, amazing member. And listen, Zach is in his prime. He needs to come back to Bare Knuckle, BKFC, give that man a motherfucking fight, you know, on a 3 fight win streak over in PFL. He's 1-0 in BKFC. Hanging with guys like Richmond, sparring out Minnesota, getting prepared, you know. But yeah, shout out to Zach. But Richmond, yeah, Richmond's always prepared. We know Brandon Lambert's probably losing his fucking mind right now.
Hey,
listen, we gave Brandon Lambert all he wanted. I gave him the wrestler. I gave him the big fight, the WWE guy.
Yes, and he backed out. Thank you.
And a week before the fight, Caruso. What was that his name?
Yeah.
Caruso came in to save it. You know what I mean? Last minute. Shout out to him. Real nice guy, funny. Showed up, I think he had his sister cornering him or something.
Dude, Paul.
And gave Jack all he could handle.
Hey, look, he was going to fight a WWE guy. The easiest fight he could possibly have. The easiest fight he could possibly have.
Mm-hmm. He was and yeah, Jack was in every paper.
And guess what? He ruined it. And you know what's funny, Brandon? There's this promoter in Mississippi and Louisiana that was going to do it was going to be one of those where it's not sanctioned. Well, me and Brandon told me to reach out to the guy, and I told the guy, I said, yeah, I'll do it, whatever we got to do. Brandon ghosted that promoter, and hey, I was going to fight. I've been training for ask Jay and him. I've been training like crazy because I thought, and Brandon told everybody, if I'm in Florida, he's going to hit me in the back of the head. It's on site. I land Wednesday night, Paul. I'm praying to God that Brandon Lambert comes and sees me in Florida because our cameras are ready. I got $1,000 says he can't take it from me. That's what I'm saying. I'll put it. If he can whoop my ass, I'll hand it to him. Because look, did you hear what Brandon does? Brandon fucking on his website and shit sells turf house shit and tries to act like it sells illegal shit.
Use another man's name and pretend I would change my name why would I be? Yeah, I've seen it.
And you know what's crazy? All his stuff he makes it in his garage, and he tells everybody it's tested and shit. He don't know if it's strong, if it's not strong, or whatever it is. And everybody's
in there. Rat feces and
yeah. But yeah, so Brandon Lambert, hey, Paul, did you know Brandon Lambert one time said that he would fuck you though? Did you ever hear that?
Fuck me.
Oh yeah, Paul. There was a podcast when he was mad at you.
I know he wanted to fight me, but I didn't know
check this out. He got on a podcast. I can't think of who it was. It was some dude, and he said Brandon Lambert said, Paul Tyler. And there's a bunch of people who heard it because we all laugh about it. He said, I'm not gay, but I hate you so much. I want to fuck you in the ass and make your asshole bleed and then shove it in your mouth. And he said it on a podcast, and we were all like, what? What the? Yeah. So, Paul.
Did he just come out?
Yeah. What did you do to him?
That cute, bro. I mean.
What did you do to him? I never got to ask you that. What did you do to Brandon Lambert to make him do that?
Oh, man. Well, was a little, I, you know, when I was younger, I was a little wild, and you know, a few years ago, I wasn't as tame in the beginning, and he made a post talking shit about all these management companies, and I had like 50 people in BKFC just killing it.
Yeah.
And
well, you check this out. Check this out, Paul.
I thought he was kind of taking a shot at me.
He was.
Yeah, and so I replied telling him, dude, I won't even put one of my fighters on your card. Like, I did go off a little bit, and I did call the guy like, yo, relax. You should be thinking about joining my team, not fucking, you know, whatever. But the dude, like, fell in love with me. I mean, every day, all day, posting nothing but me. Like, it was like, dude, you're not hurting me. You're helping me. Like, everybody's talking about me because you won't fucking stop. But yeah, that's long story short. I tried to get him to fight my 18-year-old son, and he never responded.
Paul, let me tell what Brandon does, and Brandon did that right there. Brandon, what he did, he watches other people's stuff and he tries to copy people. And actually, Brandon's in the sloppy seconds category too. He's always trying to copy people. So, yeah, he's in the sloppy seconds
category and list our sloppy seconds.
For here on out on the show right now, we have Planet Hank and Brandon Lambert in the sloppy seconds category. They're over there. They're over there. Because I'm telling you, because I get it's crazy. All the people that hate me hate you. I feel like we're like the Step Brothers movie right now. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I'm serious. Hey, I'll say a podcast. Here we go. We'll end it like this. I'll say a name. You tell me what you think about it. Tell me, Vince Anderson.
Do you really want me to answer that?
Oh, dude, listen, yes, because I'm going to answer it too. And let me tell you what, I am not holding back because we're only going to. Because listen,
I get caught up with a 16-year-old, or am I wrong?
Well, listen. All right, check this out. All right, first. All right, how about this? I'll break the story to you about Vince, what I've heard and what I know, and then you can tell me about Vince. So Vince hung out with that. What's that guy that was at BKFC, but then he got arrested for child. He basically had his daughter's friends over, and they were taking pictures. And Brandon,
about this guy,
what's his name?
WWE with the mullet.
No, he used to train with Hero. Ryan something.
I know who you're talking about.
All right, so Vince was best friends with Ryan and Brandon. All three always hung out and went there together, everything. And then he gets caught with, and they said he's innocent. It's been 2 years and he's not innocent. And he basically, so Vince is friends with that guy, still saying that he's innocent. Okay, and then check this out. Vince was cuckolding Bobo and Bobo's wife. He was managing Bobo. Bobo gave him his whole fight purse, but Vince and Bobo's wife took his whole purse, and Bobo's wife left Bobo for Vince. And while they were doing it, Bobo and Vince used to fuck. Vince would fuck his wife on a phone and let Bobo watch it. And then Vince took Bobo's wife and left his wife. And now Bobo's wife. Another thing, I need to know that miracle drug. When I saw her in Birmingham, they said she was on her deathbed. She was in a wheelchair. Now she's got I was there. It was all fake. Check this out. It was all fake. It was all fake. They were just scamming people. Yes, she's got her boobs are out. She's out. She's whoring out. Go look at her social media. It was all fake. Have you seen a fundraiser? Her and Bobo every week would have a fundraiser.
All the fundraisers. We helped him. Remember, he was our spiritual advisor.
Check this out. Ready for this? Let me tell you how dumb they are. This is how stupid Sean Ultron did this to Bobo. Sean ruined you a lot of money. I was going after Sean and them about that pizza stuff, like we were talking about, trolling them. And I made a post about a fat loser managing fighters or something. Well, Sean and them reached out to Bobo because they were on his team and said, Cody's talking about you and your wife. So Bobo reaches out to me and threatens to fight me, threatens me all this stuff, telling me Sean's a great guy. Sean's not like that. I'm like, dude, I'm talking about Sean. And 2 hours before that, I reached out to Jay and I said, Bobo and his wife are having a lot of money. MMA Coin's doing good. Let's get Paul to give him probably $500 worth of it, and he could probably make about $10,000 in a week and help him and his wife out. And before we could even make it happen, ask Jay Davis. Jay Davis a vouch. Bobo calls and starts texting me, threatening me because Sean said I was saying this. And listen to this. You know how much money they were? I'm never going to tell how much money Mike paid us. But Bobo was telling, Knuckle Up said that me and Jay were making $3,000-$4,000 a week. Somebody said Planet Hank said we was making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week. It went crazy and all the crazy stuff we were hearing and stuff. And Bobo was telling me this shit, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to fight Bobo. And then Bobo got fucked by Sean. Sean fucked him over, and then Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch, Bobo. This is I never got to say this. Karma's a bitch, Bobo. Sean fucked you over. Vince took all your money, took your wife from you. You're still married to her, and he's posting about fucking her on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst situation. No, I'm leading you into Vince Anderson. There you go, Paul. There's Vince Anderson. What do you think about Vince Anderson?
My daughter would whip his ass, but I'd be scared he'd try and touch her.
I think he would check her out because he's obviously he lost that.
He's another one of these jokes, but that shit ain't you can't be involved or around that type of sex offender. Dude, that gets you killed in prison. Yeah. And we all know I got a past. I've been there, but it is what it is. Like we all struggle and face our demons, but that dude thinks his shit don't stink. And his shit stinks a little worse than most.
Think about it, Paul. You're a manager. What type of manager fucks the dude's wife that you're managing the dude? You fuck his wife, then you take all his money and his wife. What kind of fucking manager is that? Why would anybody let him manage fighters?
I would never fuck any of my fighters' wives or girlfriends. I've never even dated any of the female fighters. I mean, except Latasha Morzola, but that was way back. After that, that was like, but you know what else is a fact? And I challenge anyone to prove it. I've never touched any of my fighters' purses. Never taken one dime. And you've seen that list. Probably 50 guys. I've never taken one dime from any of them. Never from the purse. Sponsor money, maybe.
You've got your own. You've got your how you do your stuff and your business and stuff. That's another thing. That's like dude. That's like Jay Davis, man. If I was a fucking fighter, I'd be talking to him, talking to you, and shit like that. Because, man, some of these managers, dude. I'm gonna tell. Okay, look, here we go. God damn it, Paul.
Guys that were paying for a job.
God dang it. Here we go. All right. For instance, there's a couple of management companies. Knuckle, whatever. These dudes are literally. They're $300 they're going to make off of that fight is their electric bill. Like literally, like, and they're trying. They don't care about the fighter if he's any good. They'll put a fighter in a fight that they're going to get basically killed so they can collect their paycheck.
And they'll sign anyone and have them fight anybody. They don't give a fuck about you, and they don't know what they're doing with you. They're not going to protect you. Look, you got to be able to tell a fighter. You got to protect them first, and then make sure they're compensated for the risks they're taking. That's the way I was taught.
Yeah, I mean, do something for them, and also these. I'm not gonna say management companies' names and stuff. But if you're a fighter, and you're
chiming in our comments.
Yeah, they'll chime in. But there's management companies out there that their fighters. There's some guys that are, let's just say, I'm not going to say names, but if they can read between the lines, there's a guy that's like 5-0 in BKFC. Mm-hmm. And he said the most viral comment I've ever heard in my life that at a weigh-in about we're not going to say his name because I said I would say his name, but I'll hint you and you'll know who he is. Do you remember when the guy said, "I'm going to fuck your bitch," pointing at his dog at the weigh-ins? At the fight, that is the most, and then come to find out it was the dude's. It was the guy's. What's the dog where you're depressed? It's
emotional support animal.
Yeah. Okay, that guy said that. Go watch that. Go watch that moment, and y'all Google the BKFC fighter that says He's going to whoop that dude's ass and fuck his dog in front of him. How the fuck did his management company not get that to go viral? I can tell you right, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. And he's 5-0 at BKFC now. All I'm saying is
they didn't know what they were doing, clearly.
Has anybody not seen Jerry Maguire? Has not anybody not seen Entourage? Look at those agents. That's what the managers that are setting back. And this is how we ended on this. I'm going to praise Jay Davis on this right here because everybody praised him for this right here. And I'm going to give him a praise for this. Managers are supposed to be about your fighters, right?
That's it.
And look, Mike Vasquez made a post saying Jay Davis, and I didn't even want to say the fucker cock. We'll call him Mickey V. Mickey V made a post saying the management was hurting Seth. If you're a manager and you get somebody where they're going to make basically more off of one fight than they made all their BYB fights combined, and get them in a chance where they're fighting the number 3 guy, a chance to fight for the title on your second fight, basically, all that stuff. That's pretty good fucking management, is it not?
Listen, Coty, it's not almost, and you know that. It's more than he made in all 3 fights. It
is. Yes. And Mike, and check this out. Mike is saying he's a fucking idiot, all this stuff. See, this is the problem with Mike. A lot of people know Mike's a trust fund kid. Mike is like the dude from like 8 Mile. He's Clarence. He tries to act like he's this hard ass. He owns on the docks. He hangs out with the Seminole tribe and all that stuff. But he got a yacht gave to him and all that stuff. And he likes to shit on people. But there's going to come a time where he's going to get fucked. And I'm going to fuck him because Jay, I'm going to tell you, it's going to happen because Mike don't understand like he shits on Jay. And see, this is the problem. I'm that guy. Everybody has that friend that don't give a fuck. That I run a really good business and everybody loves me in my business, but my customers, I act the same way. Like if Jesus Christ comes up to me today, I'm going to say, "What's up, dog? You want to smoke a fucking blunt?" I'm the same person to whoever it is. And Mike Vasquez isn't. And Jay Davis is. That's the one. You know why Jay Davis did all the stuff he does is because you saw it. Who don't want to fucking hang out with Jay?
Jay Davis is the motherfucking man. And that's why I've liked him for years. And he's got a good reputation. He does a good job. He does what he says. He's about his word. He looks out for everybody. Sent me free samples, by the way. Knocked me on my ass. You told me try the gummies. I was out like a fucking light. I mean, Jay Davis did the right thing. He did what he was supposed to do. And he doesn't even come from a fighter management background. This was just pure business, common sense of no duh. But
he played Mike like a fool. See, this is the moral of the story. He played Mike like a fool, and Mike did not see it coming. On social media, Mike was shitting on Jay. And Jay just sat back and laughed. And behind the scenes, Mel's like, "We want to keep Seth." And Mike out in the public. And look, Mel, hey, and that's another thing. I bet Mel leaves BYB eventually because
I bet he does. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and ends up working for BKFC, helping Nate.
I see. I heard that could happen, but I heard Valor reached out to Mel. I heard they reached out to Mel and they want to give him a better position. And look, let me tell you right now, Mel he's a damn good. When Mike gives him the money, Mel can match make. Yeah. But when Mike only wants to pay people $1,000 a fight and shit, $2,000 a fight. Some people like this one guy told Jay, told Mel, "I want you to fight Seth Schaefer," and they were going to pay the guy like $5,000 or something. He said, "You got to give me 10," and the guy and Mike said, "Fuck that shit." Like straight up, like Mike would not pay nobody to fight Seth. That's what I'm saying. He's that rich kid that spoiled and
don't want to spend no money.
So that's perfect, Paul. See, I feel like we set a lot of viral moments. I feel like after it clicks up and I think it's good. But Paul, listen, you remember what we said? What was her name? Jada. Paul, we got to Jade Wan. Is it Jay Wan? That's how you say it.
Jay Wan.
The girl, the hot chick.
Are we talking about
The French Canadian.
Oh, Jade Mason Wong.
Yeah.
Jade Mason Wong.
Listen,
Yeah.
we want her and Paul. We want to have an exclusive. We don't listen, Jack. We know we know you're a badass fighter. We know you're the number 2 fighter in the world. But your OnlyFans account, we want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, she's got to be making some serious fucking.
I'm a business person. She has to be, dude. Dude, I'm a fucking. I mean, I fucking pay $13.99. What are you fucking talking about?
People were proposing to the girl to get married in the fucking seeing her fight, and she
listen,
Starlin's ass, didn't she?
Me and you are gonna start we're gonna start a water drink system called the Girls of Bare Knuckle Water, and we're gonna bottle it up. And look, and you know how many sick, twisted guys will be drinking that shit?
What the feed pics? It's crazy. Well, dude, I know we're running late, but I got Markova, the top dog champion from Russia, who this girl, when she comes over here, it's not gonna be long. We had a little visa issue in the beginning, but once Markova gets over here, the females division is gonna. Ooh, you better watch out for this girl. Undefeated top dog champ from Russia. Ooh, I can't even say her first name. I can't even say my first name. Katrina?
Paul.
Markova?
I know who you're talking about.
I just call her champ because.
What? Just say whatever she wants you to call it.
Bitch is savage.
Hey, you know what? You know what we need to do, and this is what we need to start a trend. We need to start our own midget bare knuckle league. I'm serious, Paul. Dorf. Listen, think about it. Listen.
Have it on here? We'll have
let's just be honest right now. You're telling me right now for $4.99 for $4.99 a month or $5.99 for the fight or whatever, people wouldn't pay to watch midgets fight bare knuckle.
Fucking right, they would. Everybody would. I used to, back in the day, we had Beetlejuice boxing for us at Gator Bar in Wilmington, Delaware, and it was packed. 300 people.
Look, because I had this one midget said him and his other midget wanted to fight me 2-on-1, and I was like, dude, it would take 5 of you to fight me at least to get me down. You know,
on your back,
like the little monkeys from like the Wizard of Oz or something like that. Flying around.
Listen, I know you'll fight.
I want Brandon,
Mr. Mark. I know you'll fight Brandon. I know you're not ducking none of these guys. If they want to fight you, I'll referee it. I'll ask Dave. We can have a partial referee since, that way I'm not, we can use a PK. We can use whatever.
Paul, I got it, Paul. I'm going to pitch it to you, Paul. I'm going to pitch it to you right here. Paul, old school round car or in Dada's Trigon outside in that neighborhood. Check this out. Your Uncle Bobby Gunn against Dada. And then
smoking.
Oh yeah, listen, Dada, and check this out. Fuck Dada, first off. Dada, all he is a Kimbo wannabe. That dude is a Kimbo Mr. T wannabe. Dada the motherfucker paints his nails. He tries to talk like all this stuff and everything, says he's a fighter and all that shit. He talks shit to me. And so Bobby Gunn would be an honor to watch Bobby smash him. And then look, a tag team match, Mike Vasquez, Brandon Lambert against me in a fucking bare knuckle fight.
Wait, at the same time or
yes, Mike. If Mike gets tired, he can tag Brandon. And we'll do rounds. I want to whoop both those asses. Fuck weight classes. I'm serious. Your uncle against Dada, me against Brandon and Mike. I think that would and we'll stream it live. And anybody that wants to come, they got to bring something, and we'll donate the whole fucking thing to charity or whatever. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but you think we could get Bobby to? You think? Oh, I know Bobby would probably do it, but I don't think you think Bobby would do it.
Bobby's got one more left in him. Bobby's never been the kind of person to duck any fight, and he's in shape. Make no mistake. Yeah. Listen, Bobby ain't dead just because he's quiet. He ain't dead.
Oh, dude, geez, look at Doc. Dude, he would fuck Dada. I'm telling you, dude, Dada is probably getting a manicure right now as we speak. Like I'm telling you right now, Dada, when Dada, and look, I would fight Dada. Straight up. I asked Mike to let me box Dada. I would have boxed him on a card, on one of the VYB cards. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Dada, look, there's people that I would not fight. And I like Mike Richmond, Seth Schaefer.
Who are you? I don't even know.
Real fighters. Real fighters.
Yeah.
But Dada is a fucking, and that's why I think it'd be funny because, listen, Paul, this is inside. He can't get sanctioned in any country in America. He can't fly outside of America. So the only thing he could do is an unsanctioned fight. And dude, it would be perfect. Bobby Gunn in the original Trigon in Miami against Dada, and then me against Brandon and Mike Vasquez.
You know, something I thought about because I was watching that movie on Netflix last night. Nothing that hasn't been done yet. What about, you know how they do the MMA with multiple guys, like 4-on-4?
Oh yeah, me. That's it. Don't you do it? Yes.
We could do that. I would get back in shape and go in there and do that.
Okay, me, you. Okay, check this out. This is perfect. Me, you.
Add Sean in there.
A 6-man tag. No. Me, you, Bobby Gunn against Dada, Brandon, and Mike Vasquez. In a 3-man tag. A 3-man tag. Paul. Paul, how we gonna do it? That's it. Hey, people. Dada, listen. You're from the 305 and all that stuff. But Paul, what area code are you?
Well, 410 now. I'm in Maryland, but I'm from Delaware, 302, LE 305. Yeah.
Dada, you ain't fucked with a 302 and a 931. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And look, and then we got a guy named Bobby with guns. Let's do it, Paul. When this comes out and everybody sees this tomorrow and everybody's looking at this and they're watching this, yelling at us. Guess what, guys? We recorded it last night. Fuck you. And Mike Vasquez and Bobby Gunn. You're gonna get Dada. We're gonna happen. Dada, don't run from this. I promise you. But anyway, Paul, we made our picks. We did everything. We offended people. Paul, this is
play card when we get down in Florida.
Yeah, we'll do it, and we'll get more prepared next time. We had to do this quick, but Paul, this is
like 15 minutes notice. Like that's why my hair's a fucking match, beard. I couldn't even get cleaned up. I
know. I was out here partying. Like I was like, whatever. But we'll end on this right here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
He brought out that demon in me because now.
Didn't mean to do that. I pushed the wrong one.
When me and Conor McGregor faced off, he was moving all over the place, and I stood my ground. I stood still. He was moving all over the place. It was me respectfully